Samanan, guys. So over the past weekend, I had family over, which is always great. Love having family, and we got into what we always get into: big debates about politics, big debates about relationships, big debates about family. You know, but then we went deeper. We got really deeper. My family is one where we tried our best to not ignore elephants in the room. If we've got any issues, we really try to unpack it. Even though the way in which we go about it is very different. And I think that's where maybe the debates come in, because I'm like, okay, here's the elephant. This is how I think we should solve it. Someone else will come like this. Someone else will look. If you look at it from this angle, maybe it's not as big as you think it is. If you look at it from this angle, it might be bigger, etc., etc. But one of the things that we kind of got into was around trauma, and we were speaking about our children. We were speaking about our partners, our ex-partners. We were speaking about how we can move forward. And I think it's such an important topic for families to really try and unpack the traumas that they have from maybe childhood, from maybe past relationship, from maybe their journeys of life, and try and find a way to resolve that. My brother's friend had come to visit as well, and obviously it was the first time we met him. He's such an amazing guy. And what we do, which is very annoying for people that don't know us, is that if we meet you for the first time, we start asking like hard questions. We'll ask you things like I don't know. So why did you break up with your ex? Ask was but we're also asking that. We'll ask you about, so why do you have kids? Why don't you have kids? Why are you married? Why aren't you married? We really try and speed up that whole process of getting to know you. I think for us, because we understand what people need to first feel safe, or they need to feel comfortable, or need to be friendly. That might take time, of which we don't have. So we try and just fast track. Hey, sorry, can I ask you a hard question? Yeah. Okay, sorry. So why did your girlfriend cheat on you? Like, boom, off the bat, as an example of type of questions. But anyway, very well spoken, very confident. But anyway, he was saying all the right questions and sounded like a politician. And that to us is a red flag. It truly is. And we said, hey, bro, you sound too good to be true. And it led us to other discussions, obviously, and it led us to actually realize that he could be an absolutely a unicorn and amazing, and God bless him. Or it could be the fact that, like all of us, he's very guarded of his traumas, and he's very, he wants to feel safe, and he can't just be vulnerable in any other space. And it lends itself to understand the greater society. It lends itself to why people move the way they move. It's such a huge thing where we want to feel safe to talk about these things, because we don't. The conversation that came up was around how many women are actually in relationships where they the breadwinner, looking after men that are meant to be these providers, looking after men who are meant to who go into the world with their chest up and all these things, but the women don't speak up. There's so many women who are dating broke guys out there. There's so many women who are taking care financially of their families, while there's a man in there who is unemployed or whatever the case may be, but they don't speak about that. We also spoke about the other side, about how many men who are in physically abusive relationships, or psychologically or emotionally abusive relationships, and they don't speak as well. So you have these women who are like, I'm a feminist, I'm a queen, I'm a this. Back at home, she's bullying her partner. Back at home, she's physically abusing her partner, and no one is speaking about these things, because the way that society has been cut out now is that it's so hard to be vulnerable. It's so hard to actually put your stuff out there and say, hey guys, I'm actually struggling with my finances. I'm in debt. I've got these challenges. Can someone please guide me? Because we know, Guti, should you put that out there, yes, as people are going to slaughter you. Should you put it out there, Guti, like, hey, my wife is physically abusive. What type of man gets hit by a woman? Those are the narratives that you'll hear generally out there. Yes, you might get one or two people that are like, hey, look, we understand your pain. It's so sorry. We suggest that you move like this. But the general population, they'll laugh. If you're a female and your partner cheats on you, girl, you know better. You need to leave that man. No, la la la. That's the narrative. And if you, as a female, make the decision independently to stay in that relationship, you're gonna get smashed. They're gonna take you to, it's women like you that, and you're like, I've made this decision. I need guidance, I need suggestions, I need support. I made this decision. And again, should you then choose to leave him? Should you choose, go, oh, you lost a bad man, a good man, and you should have fought for what was yours? There's always all these counter narratives that are there to make us feel like we've made shit decisions, that make us feel like, I shouldn't have even said this. There's so many people who are depressed. There's so many people who are taking their own lives. And the reality is that if you go, especially as a guy, if you go out there and you are vulnerable on social media, like stopping soft, the fuck, stopping soft, just get hard. I've said it. I know the other people have said it. Stopping soft, man up, toughen up, okay, sharp. And if you don't say anything and you break down and you take your own life, then why didn't you say anything? Why did you come in and talk to us? Well, come on, bro. You should have said something. This couldn't be. It's the same shit, different day. And we're having these conversations. Obviously, it started off on a very, very bigger debate and more passionate and energetic space where obviously the sisters are all pro-female and me, I'm fucking like, yeah, man, fuck females, man. I'm also like that because again, I truly believe that in today's society, men don't have a voice. I truly believe, when I look at the average 22-year-old female and a 22-year-old male, and I go, 22-year-old men are really going through it. Because 22-year-old females, on average, ain't trying to date a 22-year-old guy. They say he's broke. They say he's inexperienced. They say he's this. They say he's that. On average, 22-year-old female wish that they could date a 32-year-old established guy or a 30-year-old established guy financially, a guy who has a sort of compass on the direction that he's trying to get and can lead and guide her. So 22-year-old females are out there. If we go out to parties, if we go out to these more expensive type of restaurants, clubs type of thing, you'll still see the 22-year-old girl. This 22-year-old guy, he's back at Rez, he's back at his mom's house. He has no idea what he's doing. If we look at the average girl that goes on trips or the average versus the average boy that goes on trips, the average girl that's going on trips, there's a sponsor. There's guys who are saying, hey, no, I've hired an H1, I've hired Iviano, let's go. And these 22-year-old girls are there, they're traveling for free, they're drinking for free, their accommodation is free, they're eating for free. 22-year-old guys don't experience that. So when it comes to the social aspect, which is huge for people in their young 20s, it's huge. 22-year-old girls are living it up. They're absolutely living it up. On average, not every 22-year-old girl, I understand that, but they're living it up. And the average 22-year-old guy, he's fucking struggling. He doesn't know his arse from his elbow. He's just chowing my noodles here and there. He's organizing 50 rand here and there just to take it dump. So when I look at that, I feel like a responsibility to say, hey, King, don't worry. Things are going to open up. And then the sad reality is that by the time you get into a position, and I'm going to be honest, a privileged position like me, I'm in my mid-35, my mid-30s, then all those sisters that were having fun at age 22, 21, 23, now they're back here because now there's no guys that are offering them free trips, And yes, I know for a lot of sisters like, oh, they're independent, they're trying to, guys, look, I put my head down and I'm in a certain space and I know so many guys like me. So I'm telling you now, my DM is full of those sisters who are living in regret, and they're giggling and they're liking all your shit. And I get that. I understand that. Like, don't get me wrong. But like, there's always that thing of, you had your time in the sun. You had the best thing, and now we're here. So that creates that Penson who is so pro males and Penson who's so anti-females type of energy, But at the same time, there are sisters who have a counter argument to what I'm saying, and they have a lived experience and they have spoken to their circle of females and they feel like so different and they feel like they've been hard done and they feel like society is against them, And ultimately the conversation was us saying, okay, what's the solution? What's the solution? How can we actually realize, Uguti, we actually all have some sort of trauma? We actually have unresolved trauma. I've done therapy. I know so many people that done therapy. I know people what therapy has worked for. I know people that therapy has not worked for. I've been a counselor. I used to counsel people, and a lot of the counseling strategy that I got was from a guy by the name of Carl Rogers. He was a psychologist, and he did person-centered therapy, which means that the problem is you and the solution is found within you, type of thing. So what you're trying to do is that you're not trying to get your client reliant on you as a therapist, more like giving them the necessary tools in order for them to solve their problems. Here's the thing. Here's the problem. That might take years, much like a person who is incredibly obese and they look for a personal trainer. It's not a 3-month thing. It's so many people think that you go to therapy for 5 sessions and you could. It's not a 3-month thing. It's not a 6-month thing. It might even be a 10-year journey. And do you have the finance? Do you have the resource for that 10-year journey? Most of us, we don't. So then that's the challenge again with therapy. So people will say, go speak to your pastor, go speak to your older. They don't know, your pastor, as as holy and as amazing as they are, they may not know what the solution is for a 24-year-old female in today's state. They might just go to Jesus. They might not know what it means to be 21 living in Joburg. They may, but they may not. Speaking to your mother may not give you solutions on how to be a 32-year-old man. So it's all these things where you're sitting and you're like, I want to talk. And I've spoken to people, and one, I might have gotten advice that have broken me, or two, I might have gotten advice even though it was best intention, with the best intention, but it's misguided me. I want to actually go to the town hall. I want to go out there publicly where I know that there's so many people like me that can relate to what I'm saying, but I'm also fearful because should I go there, the scrutiny will be disgusting. Kuzoba no person that judge me and say that I'm a weak man, I'm a beta man. Kuzoba no spanban that say, come on, bro, you need to step up. Kuzoba so much, and I'm lost. So again, it's not like I'm making this video trying to come up with solutions. I'm making this video just to say, guys, you're not alone. Guys, I know, men, females, whatever, you're not alone. This perception that you should have made it, you're not. This perception of this, like, it's tough. I get it. I really, really get the challenges. I've made so many videos where I believe can slowly start assisting you if you're stuck. I've made videos talking about the pillars of finance, physical, emotional, psychological, mental. I've made all those videos. You guys can just check them out. Trying to find a way to find solutions. I've made videos about sisters and how they can help themselves, and some of them to stop posting videos of just their bodies and trying to say, I'm more than my body. But your whole social media is you angling your ass, your cleavage, your nipples. So again, I've made all these videos with how we can try and how we can work together as a community. I'm not saying I have the answers. I'm just trying to merely suggest. And I'm trying to say, guys, let's stop being anxious and let's stop putting ourselves under all this type of pressure. It's hard. Not all of us are going to be fucking Bill Gates. Bill Gates had like millions in his account by the time he was like fucking 18. Your parents were millionaires. You're not going to be Jeff Bezos where your parents give you 5 million rand to start a company. There's so many of these examples, of guys that went to these extreme private schools and their parents where we can't be that. We can't. You're in your situation, you where you are. Unfortunately, it's tough. There's no solutions. You go to social media, you go to Instagram, you go to TikTok, you're seeing people living the best lives. It's a facade. It's a lie. It's just a way to deal with their trauma. It's a way to block their realities from the reality. Their reality from this perceived reality. And in today's time, perception is reality. That's why you have all these American fake models with the BBLs and they've done tummy tucks and all this type of shit. Their actual live reality is that they don't have an ass. Their actual reality is that you know mukab. But what they're trying to perceive with the filters and this out there is that babagil. So they put all these plastic shit and all these things in their ass. They suck up all these things to try and put a perception out there that this is it, but it's not. We see it time and time again where all these guys are on the reality or dark human beings, and the perception that they put out there is that they're these holier than thou situation. Guys, you're not alone. We're all struggling. We all have trauma. We all have past. We all have made mistakes. We are trying to do the best that we can. With that being said, let me know how you feel about this topic. Let me know about your traumas. Let me know how you think there's a solution moving forward, because it's only getting worse. It's only getting worse. So comment, let me know what you think. If you disagree, that's okay. Let's try to be as respectful as we can. Please share this video far and wide if you think there's any benefits for anyone. Again, guys, I haven't said this in a while, and I just want to hit it like now. I should have started with it. I would truly apologize. Thank you to all the paying members. And Mwanga, guys, like I promise you, it's such a humbling thought, the fact that a portion of your hard-earned money, or your salary, your wage, your income, whatever the case may be, you've decided to donate this back to the channel. Bonga, guys, I'm truly appreciative of all the paying members. I'm also appreciative of all the subscribers. I see we've hit 15,000, which is phenomenal. I never thought in my wildest dream right now would I be sitting with 15,000. This is just a vlog. It's me talking into my camera. I wish you guys could see it from the back. It looks very weird of a guy just sitting down in the ring lights. We camera kuluma, but there's clearly been people that have benefited being on this journey together. But anyway, subscribe if you're not yet subscribed, guys. Hit the notification bell and have yourselves a fantastic day. Sure.